Okay, I'll tell him. Okay, I'll tell. Okay, Bailey, I've got news. Just as
Okay.
we were coming in here, you know how there's the last week on General Hospital or whatever, right?
Yeah.
General
Yeah.
Hospital, of course, being the go-to the example I came up with. Uh, Dongo has told me that he would like to do that for the episode from the
Sounds
last
good
week.
to me.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do it on his own. He's a little nervous. So I think that the Rogue Trader is going to help him. I believe we determined.
Yeah.
Is that what we came up with? All right.
Works for me.
So this is fantastic. This is going to be good because I don't think Dongo remembers very well. I can't speak for of course I remember everything that happened last week, but Dongo less so. So, but first should the game master lead us off and introduce us before we do the last week on?
Yes. Welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in for our next episode, next installment of Rogue Trader Master 40K Theater. Joining us tonight, we have Nick playing Altiok the Farseer. We have Kyle playing Father Huck. We have Colin bringing it in with the Bolgrin named Dongo. And then Jeremy, All Day 40K with Gage Rexon here for our Rogue Trader. To get us started off, if you missed last week's episode, there was a lot of buildup, which left us right teetering on the precipice of a very dangerous situation for our party. And both Gage and Dongo want to fill you in on what you may have missed.
We could say that they're actually leaving a recording that they're required to make, right? That's a little bit more in the spirit.
I think it's a good idea. For those of you that didn't make the last episode, potentially.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. Dongo!
All right.
Dongo spaceship!
Is this thing on? I think it's on. I see a little red light. All right. So Dongo. So you guys went down to a planet some time ago.
Dongo.
Found a data slate. Is that right?
Dongo!
That's right. And then when we all came back on the ship, turns out Corwinius died. That was the original Rogue Trader, right, Dongo?
Dongo.
And now he unfortunately left the banner to me. I think I was just the closest guy, and I just so happened to get the rip. So, trouble is, we're in a substantial amount of debt. Right, Dongo?
Dongo buy many things.
Dongo, we got to feed Dongo, and that costs a lot. And now, as it happens, the governor sent his goons off to come take us in, haul us in, and arrest us. And we would not be having any of that through some very fine amount of persuasion and discussion. We were able to get into warp and get on out of that situation
Dongo
relatively unscathed.
Good.
Yeah, it was almost perfect. I mean, I'd call it perfect. Not one fault was had. Anywho, we're going to move right past that now into Planetfall. Now, Dongo, do you remember what planet we landed on?
Corellius 5.
That's right. We get there. It's a cold place. A lot of miners. We met a very, very tough individual with powerful fingers. His name is Crowbar Mike, I believe.
Not that powerful. Dongo, much more powerful.
Through discussion and a little bit of guile with some of our fine explorers, they gave us coordinates to a some kind of place where there's a great beast guarding a great treasure. And it is up to us to go and find. Yeah. And we're going to go find that treasure. So we get in our.
And Dongo fanny pack.
Yes. And Dongo's fanny pack was the data slate that got us to go to the planet. And then we made. Yes. We booked our way up the mountain and found ourselves in trouble. In which case, as soon as our elven friend was able to, he blew our brains up. Every single one of us, which left us on the literal cliff edge. And that, I believe, is where we left off.
Dongo think cliffhanger.
Truly. Only Sly Marbo was here too.
And how right
Promise.
Dongo will be. Cliffhanger indeed. All right. So, yes. Before I launch into my full explanation of the events that are about to unfold, though I am the lore master, and though I do know a lot about Eldar, I don't really know as much about how they use the warp. So, Altiok, what would an Eldar do to create to unleash such unexpected power? Like,
so it's
what would have happened?
It's very similar to how humans use the warp. It's just more restrained. Think of it that way.
Okay. So you released your restraint, maybe?
Exactly. Yep. That would be the way to.
You just threw caution to the winds and opened yourself up to the warp completely.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So, audience, I paint you a picture. We have a snowy, barren wastelands. And there are 2 tracks. Our party, mostly, is up above on a hilltop where down below was another transport with 2 enemies. They'd shot a missile launcher, if you remember, from last session at our party, which luckily Altiok's quick maneuvers got the vehicle out of the way, but securely placed our party in the heart of the ambush. Rising out of the snow, these pretty well armored and well trained looking individuals had our party completely surrounded. And Altiok absolutely knew what he had to do, which was try to take out every single one of them to save his friends, because he had foreseen many futures, and almost all of them ended with their demise in this moment. So reaching out to the warp, he pulled an immense amount of power, and a huge storm cloud and winds gusted around our party in their Torox as it rocked on its wheels. Dongo's inside, freaking out probably because his Torox is about to flip over. 100%. Father Huck fervently praying,
"No, in the name of the Emperor, I swear I'm going to get you back for this."
Because you know what's going to happen. Nothing good ever comes of nasty Xenos reaching out into the warp. Nothing ever good comes of it. And sure enough, lightning bolts start striking the ground all around you. You see soldiers out in front of you getting hit and getting thrown back as the kind shields that their own powerful looking individual on top of their chimera is placing all around the clearing. You guys also feel some sort of like shimmering essence cover you, just because it seems that the Psyker has laid out some sort of AoE protection. As the lightning bolts slam down with loud booming cracks of thunder and the winds whip all over, knocking people prone, it sparks off an avalanche. And you see the three trained mercenaries who were standing near the edge of the cliff immediately disappear with a lightning crack that pulls all the snow and Gage and Father Huck down the side of the mountain with them. The Torox, the Torox on the brink, teetering as the snow rips you guys all down the hillside. I would like Gage and Father Huck to roll me some agility tests again, just to make sure you don't end up super, super buried.
Oh, no.
And shout out what you roll so I can follow along.
I rolled a 20.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
A 73. Can I use a fate point to re-roll?
Absolutely.
Huh. Wait. Oh, thank goodness. 30.
No, much better. As the mountainside collapses, you see one of the soldiers get sucked down into a pocket of air as the snow covers him up. The other 2 are thrown down, and you all go sliding on top of this like gigantic snow slurry about probably like 100 yards. And you're pretty much right on to the other chimera at the bottom with the 2 soldiers who'd been firing with the sniper rifle and the missile launcher. Now, up above, Altiok, I need you to make me a -30 agility test.
Ooh.
You
Ooh.
might be able to fail this. I don't know.
Yeah, oh no, certainly. And I will not fail this.
Incredible. A lightning bolt slams down. You far see it, and you step forward just out of the way, and with a finger, you place it on the Torok, stopping it from teetering over the edge, keeping Dongo from becoming a canned Ogren. So,
That's good.
absolutely. Now, we had rolled initiative at the beginning, and I had Gage with an 11, Altiok with an 18, hence the Psychic Storm right at the beginning. Dongo with a 13, and Father Huck with a 10. So, let's start off with Dongo. What do you do? So, the enemies have just collapsed off to the right side, down the cliff, taking 2 of your friends with you. With them, I mean. But you still have, about 8 individuals, and this guy with a really big head who's like levitating above his chimera.
Dongo smash. Ooh, Dongo smash. Dongo take one person, throw at another person?
Seems like a pretty good idea to me.
Dongo don't know what Dongo's options are.
That's fair. So, basically, there's only 2 guys blocking you and Altiok's escape back down the side of the mountain. And they're
Okay.
right behind you, kind of on... One is about 15 feet from the other. So, very huckable for a burly boy like Dongo.
Dongo.
And both of them look like they're carrying some sort of like shotguns.
Okay, so Dongo's... I'm just not going to have Dongo do everything. Dongo's going to... I guess he could just charge and try to shove the one guy into the other guy, yeah? Or
Yeah,
they're not
oh,
next
yeah.
to each other.
Or throw him too. Yeah, throw him.
Yeah, let's go throw one guy into the other guy. That sounds great. Let's do that. That way Aleatok can run away like a girly little elf.
Sounds good. So Dongo, you hop out of the Torox and go sprinting with all your Bulgrin rage, and yes, make me a strength check.
Dongo! How many fate points do I have? Where's that at? That's over here.
What'd you
on my
roll?
board.
Was it below a 72?
It was not. It was it's
Oh,
like a
no.
90.
Dongo has a lot of fate points, if I remember right. I think you have 4.
Yeah, I was gonna go look at the
At
screen
the
over here.
bottom
for
of the
people so they can see.
second sheet.
I noticed that when I move it, it is probably
Oh,
hard.
3.
To move.
3. Dongo has 3.
Okay, I'm gonna use one. Dongo, 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 Dongo. 67.
67. So we got about 1 degree of success there, roughly. Yeah, basically. Okay, perfect. He will fail his strength check to oppose you. And so, so you grab the one guy. How do you throw him? Because you've run at him basically just tearing out of the Torox.
I don't know how far he needs to go. Should I just throw a shoulder into the first guy, knocking him across into the other guy?
It's about 15 feet distance, so you might have to...
Okay,
Good
so
rover.
I will grab him and throw him then with my hands.
Sounds good. You grab him and you chuck him. The other guy does not get out of the way and is slammed into the snow. But the path behind you is clear now. Though you are standing in the way, but it is clear. All right.
Helping!
Absolutely. Gage, you're laying on the snow. I'm looking up at the sky.
All right. So first off, Gage wants to, kind of like reverse somersault back onto his feet and like pull out his 2 pistols, and look for targets.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, so that's your half action. You somersault, flip up, and as you're looking around, you see a guy laying about 10 feet away on his back in the snow, kind of stirring. There's another gentleman who's getting to his feet, kind of like fiddling with his shotgun. And then, of course, there's the 2 guys who are running towards you, or at least they're still kind of far away, but they're running towards you with the missile launcher and the sniper rifle.
Okay. Distance-wise, how far are the missile launcher pistol?
Probably like 25 meters.
25 meters, so
For the
right
game.
within range. Okay. I want to go ahead and take that guy with that rocket launcher, and I would like to brain him with
Oh, yeah.
my
Okay.
pistols.
To brain him. Yes, absolutely. Go for it. So this is about 25 meters. So I'm gonna have it I'm gonna have you take a -10 because this is kind of near the max of your pistol range.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, that's super hits. So I have a 65. I hit with a 34. 3 degrees of success. Yeah.
And you were going for the missile guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Perfect. He doesn't dodge. How much damage?
Okay, so then this would be with the, I guess, the bolt pistol. And wounds.
Hits and wounds. Yes. How much? And so how much damage? Is how much did you say? 1d10 plus
5.
plus 5.
40. Yeah.
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit with your mic.
5. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. 5. Perfect. Okay. And what's your penetration?
Pen is 4.
Yeah, so it'd be 10 damage in pen 4.
Absolutely. Perfect. So the guy's running forward and you see your bolt shell rip into his torso because you take your half action to whip out your guns instead of, unless you have a way to aim for free. I'm not sure if you do.
I don't think I do. No.
Okay. All right. So that bolt shell, you see the torpedo end of it ignite as it pushes into him and knocks him flat onto his back. You don't know if it killed him, but it did knock him down. Father Huck, you're on your knees. And you just saw Gage do the most Wild West coolest stunt you've ever seen and just drop a guy at honestly pretty far away.
That was some fine shooting. Yeah, I guess I'll stand up using the leap up feat.
Yes.
So that's the free action. And then would it take my full action to draw my what's it called, macro hammer?
It'd be a half action to pull it out. Yeah.
A half action? Okay,
Yeah.
great. With another half action, would I be able to start like running towards the
Do you
nearest
have
guy?
the Furious Charge ability?
I do not.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you may start sprinting towards him. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a guy. So there's a dude pretty close to you on the snow.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, great. Incredible. Yeah, I guess as I'm watching him, take out that guy from a distance, I'll, leap up slowly like an old man, crawling up using the hammer as like a cane.
Yeah.
And then I'll try to just swing it. But the whole time, I'm just going to be cursing out Eltiok. I'm blaming all of this on him. The snowstorm, the everything.
Sounds good. 100%. Okay, roll me a weapon skill test. And it's going to be a +30 because this guy is technically unconscious that you are killing.
Oh, that's amazing.
He's laying on, well, I mean, you might not kill him. Who knows? He's laying on the snow. Lightly stirring was the words I used.
I like your chances. I feel solid about them.
Yeah, the chances are incredible. Oh, wow. All right.
Uh-oh.
But that's yeah. What, a 78 plus 30, a 108? Yeah, I think that passes. Yeah,
How many degrees of success did you get?
2.
2. Okay. Cut it close, but that's good. Yeah, it's a good thing he was laying motionless.
Yep.
Certainly
Okay.
improves accuracy.
Roll me that damage, sir.
Okay. Oh, 7. 7 plus 13.
Pretty good. And the pen is what?
10.
Very nice. Yes. So needless to say, how do you take this guy out?
Damn. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to start at the knees. I think that's the least holy part of a person's body for some reason.
You're about to make it the most holy.
Oh, no. Yeah. In the Emperor's name, I bless these kneecaps. Just work my way until I'm pretty sure that he's down and out.
So I'm sure you guys have seen The Patriot. So I'm picturing that scene where Mel Gibson's got the hatchet, taking the dude out, and he's just losing it. That's what's happening. Because you are so mad at Altiok that you are just taking it out on this dude. And so, yeah, the first strike you hit him and he's like, because he wakes up. He was unconscious. And he's like, then you just, bam.
Filthy Zeno! Turning
Exactly.
my insides almost outside.
Exactly. Now, the guy with the sniper rifle is running forward. He's like, oh my gosh. And so he drops a bead on you and fires. Would you like to attempt to dodge?
Yeah, if I
your
still have
agility.
my reaction, absolutely. Oh, wonderful. 16.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, you hear a loud crack, and you hear like the whispered voice, an angelic voice say, "Duck." And your old man hair whirling in the wind, you flip down and the bullet whistles over your head.
Nice.
Meanwhile, the other gentleman who has got to his feet throws down his shotgun, pulls out a knife, and charges and tackles you. So go ahead and make me a strength test.
Oh, dear. Oh! I think I fail.
Okay. What do you get?
An 82. But
That's
my
cool.
target was 60.
I would say that's a failure. Yeah, that's pretty rough. So yes, he comes up, and this dude's a knife fighter. And as you're bringing up your hammer to finish the already finished guy, he catches the top of the hammer with his knife, and he throws it to the snow, pops you in the jaw, and tackles you to the ground like Rambo. Down Huck goes.
Ah!
Meanwhile, up on the ridge, Altiok, you're right where so you're kind of like in a kneeling position from just the massive amount of like insanity you brought down upon yourself. There's only 2 of the enemies standing, other than the guys who are in the back. But you hear Dongos and Rorge yelling and screams as you look behind and see the 2 smash together.
Get him, Dongo!
And you look forward and you see one of the guys. He raises a shotgun and he fires at you. Do you try to dodge?
Certainly. I will pass with 7 degrees of success.
The bullets come whistling around you. But these men are trained in the arts of Farseer killing. And that dodge was just to draw your attention. As the other guy with a club runs up behind you and goes to hit you in the back of the head. Remind me of your armor and toughness, good sir.
It's going to be 6 armor and 4 toughness.
Okay. So you're going to take 2 damage.
Okay.
And I want you to make me a toughness check.
Okay. First, I will activate a special ability of Rune Armor, which is I will make a willpower test at a -30. And if I pass, I ignore the attack. And I can do this once per turn. With a current willpower of 65, that is going to be a 35 that I need to do to pass.
Okay.
I will not on a 90.
Oh, no.
As you're summoning the spirits of your ancestors, I'm assuming, to fill your armor with power to block off this attack, he's a little too quick. And like I said, these are some bad guys. They've heard Eldar before. And so it's exactly. He runs up and his club connects right with the back of your head. And now make me that toughness check because we're going to need to find out what happens.
Cool. I will fail my toughness check with a roll of a 64. And I think, thinking that this is a scary time to be unconscious, I think I'm gonna go for a usage of a fate point, which will bring me down to 1. I will roll this again, and I will still fail.
Okay. You'll be unconscious for a turn, at least stunned.
Incredible.
Yeah. So you'll hear a kind of like a buzzing crack as the mall's little as the power mall's little ignition field will pop off. And Dongo, you look up from throwing your assailant at the other assailant, and you see this super fast blur as this armored stormtrooper runs up pretty much and smacks Altiok on the head, and he drops to his knees like a ragdoll, face down in the snow. What do you do?
Leave Space Elf alone! Dongo will charge and club said person over the head. Actually, we'll do an upper swing sort of a blow with the improvised powered stop sign.
Okay.
Gonna Happy Gilmore this guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's exactly what I have in mind.
Right under the chin. Gonna aim for it.
Mm-hmm.
Called shot.
All right, here we go. I'm just gonna roll these fantastic yellow dice. My dice aren't showing up well. 59. Dongo!
Go.
That is, I believe, a pass. If you aim, yes, and you did. Because I said so. All right, wonderful. So, we're going to go ahead and roll me that damage, Dongo.
I don't remember exactly how much it is. I just know it's a lot less than what the Eldar does. D10 plus 5?
That sounds fair. I think you got a decent pen on there too.
Should be D10 plus 5 plus strength.
Yes, plus your strength.
Okay. So,
which is going to be plus 7.
all right. So D10 plus 12?
Yes.
All right, I got a 14.
Oh, okay, not bad. And pen 2. So sure enough, as you run up your power sign, like I said, like Gage just said, like a Happy Gilmore moment, the sign will cut up, and you're gonna like sink probably like halfway into his jaw, but it won't completely cut his face off, just enough to be absolutely horrifying to his compatriots. And I'm imagining you're probably like kind of like lifting him off the ground with just the pure strength and just tenacity of your blow. All right, Gage.
All right.
You just
Gage
saw the
is
sniper take a shot at your friend, Father Huck.
Gage sees the sniper doing stuff into better his chances. He's gonna put himself exactly between the sniper and the guy who hasn't been shot on the ground yet, who was still trying to get up, right? And because I'm a dual wielding yada 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 guy, I'm gonna put the plasma into the sniper and then the bolt pistol into the guy who's still like stirring on the ground, or
So
the guy who's assailing Huck.
Yeah, the guy who's stirring on the ground got hit by a hammer about 7 times.
Right.
So he's pretty jellified. But there's a guy grappling with Huck. So to make this shot, it's going to be a -30 to your ballistic skill. And if you fail, there's a really good chance you shoot Huck.
That's why the bolt pistol's going into him and not the plasma. All right.
Yes, explosive round. Yes, I agree. I guess it's better than the plasma. It's a good point. Okay.
Well,
sounds
this is
good.
like
Let's do it.
really a weird litmus test of friendship.
Look alive, Huck!
Which type of weapon are you going to almost
I'm looking.
accidentally hit him with?
I'm looking.
So I have a 65, I rolled a 57.
All right. And that one is the one going down range at the sniper, the plasma, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So go ahead and roll me some damage on that.
Cool. So this will be
Because he does not.
1d10 plus 6 with 6 pens. So,
Okay.
that'll be 8 damage, 6 pen.
8 damage, 6 pen. Okay. So, and your initial roll was a 50 something, right?
Yeah, it was like a 50.
Okay, perfect. So you see as he's got his forearm gripping his rifle, and your plasma shot's gonna take the front off the rifle and his hand with it. So it's good. And he's gonna be like, and he falls to the ground, where he quickly gets up again with his pistol as he's trying to like hold his stuff, and got his pistol like that. Now the really important shot, gotta save Huck by not shooting him.
It's 56, so I believe it's 2 degrees of failure.
Yes. Would you like to use a fate point to reroll that?
I think I would.
Very kind of you.
Don't worry. We got to the point when I was making my character that I was like, I don't need. Oh no, it's worse.
It's worse. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me damage, please.
Don't roll a 10. Don't
Yes.
Righteous Fury Huck.
I rolled 6 damage.
Okay.
Plus 4
Okay.
with 4 pen.
Okay, sounds good. Huck, what's your toughness and armor? So your toughness modifier, which is that front number, and then your armor, which should be on your body section.
Yeah. Toughness 6, armor 5 over all
Okay.
of my parts.
Sounds good. And then, and you said what was the damage roll again? Gage?
Oh, it was a 6.
A 6.
6 plus 4, so 10 total.
10 total. What's the penetration? Was it 4? Was it
4.
4. Okay, perfect. So, sure enough, yeah. So they're wrestling and grappling on the ground. You shoot at the guy, and you turn your pistol around, and you think you've got the line, and right as you do, the guy pulls Huck's shoulder up, and you see and you see this rocket-propelled shot go right into Huck's chest, like right below the shoulder. It hits his armor, and you kind of see it hit his armor, but then the actual propellant like fizzes really hard, and it goes into his armor, and there's a big like boom, and his whole chest plate's pretty much just gonna come off. And
I'm at it.
and Huck, you're gonna take 2 damage. Actually, not that bad, all things considering.
Yeah, that's bad.
Absolutely. Now, what are you gonna do? You just got shot,
No.
and the guy's still grabbing you. So
Gage,
in
he
order-
hit me. He hit me with a gun somehow.
I'll repent later.
Oh, no, I was canonically. I'm just gonna I'm half blind anyway, so I'm just gonna think that this guy shot me somehow while grappling me. Maybe he's got like some ballistic thing in his knife.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. But yeah, I would love to. What's my best course of action here? Should I just try to push him off, or try to wrestle for my hammer and try to? Can I attack him while being like taken to the ground? What's the
Not
play
with
here?
the two-handed one when you're that close. Things aren't
Great.
looking so hot there. And plus, he's got you in a grapple that you lost, so you have to get free.
Get out of. Okay, great.
That's a strength.
I'll make
test.
a strength test. Okay. Oh, 5.
How many degrees of success is that?
Great question. Strength 60. So what is that?
That's pretty
4?
good. That's like 5 degrees of success.
5
Pretty good.
degrees.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
good. He did not roll that many degrees. So, yes. How do you break free of him? So I imagine he's kind of like got to be like koalaing on your back with his arm around your chest. He's like holding on
Yeah.
to you. Yeah.
I'm gonna use my hand that's being like pinned by him. Take off my hat, my long hat, and I'm gonna pull a cigar from there, and I'm gonna jam the cigar into his eye to kind of distract him, and then just weasel out of there.
I like it. Perfect. Sure enough, the cigar going into his eye does stop him from strangling you, and you are able to leap free from him.
Are they perpetually lit cigars? Like you always have a little smoke
You
coming
like
off your hat?
Blackbeard?
That would be wild.
Actually,
That'd be
they're e-cigarettes.
incredible.
'Cause, we're not going to promote big tobacco in the 41st millennium.
They're hand rolled.
That's right. No. Do I have any action economy left?
So you'd have a half action still. So you could run away, or
Run
there's
away.
a couple other half actions you could do as well.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
situation. Way
Hitting
above
is
your
also
back.
half action.
What was that?
What
It's
is
just hitting is also half action as
Yeah,
long as
that's-
it's just a single hit.
right? Do I have my macro hammer in hand though? I'm not sure if it. I think it got like knocked away from me, right? Oh, I couldn't hear you there.
Oh, it is. Oh, yes. It got knocked out of your hand.
Great. I'd like to go and just wrestle for it. I'm gonna crawl over, right? Grab it. Maybe stand up if that's even possible. Oh yeah. No free action. Yeah.
Leap up he goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, I'll just grab it and prepare.
That will make it
Uh,
easier for Gage to hit you if you're standing.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's perfect.
Gotta
Right.
help a brother out.
Yeah. Don't worry, it was his gunblade that did it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, the guy on the ground, he stands up to his feet and he's like swishing his knife around. It's pretty big. It's got a mono edge, so it's catching the light, and he's just kind of like, you're both staring at each other, getting ready to go. Perfect. All right. Up above, we have Altiok taking more shots. None of them hit him amazingly, even though he's lying on the ground. Bullets are
Incredible.
whistling all around. The guy, the guy who is right above you with the power maul, of course, he doesn't really have a face anymore. So, I mean, he does. He's just hanging off the ground from the power stop sign, which is kind of rough. But
Nice. Dongo the
there's-
savior.
there is the biggest brainest man above the Chimera. And he's going to reach out with his mind and he's going to try to smear you into the ground with all the powers of the warp.
Incredible.
Absolutely. He does not.
Oh, lucky.
I know. But he does something else. Yeah, man. Okay, perfect. So, as you're watching, you see this psychic wave come down on Altiok. And I think latently Altiok is able to resist it a little bit. And because of the two forces meeting, it sets off yet another earthquake, setting off a second avalanche. Running down towards Father Huck and Gage as it comes roaring down the hill. Absolutely. But Altiok doesn't take any damage. Dongo, you've got a dude half impaled on your power sign right now. I'm imagining a good swing would probably finish the job, so you might as well double up.
Yeah. So we'll use the first one like a functionally like a cleaver, if you will. More of a yeah. So basically, my weapon is the staff of this new weapon, and the person is the head of the weapon, and I'm going to hit the other guy with it.
Sounds good.
All right.
The guy rushing forward in just the tactical pose that he couldn't even shoot a motionless elf with.
Yeah. He's
Coming
too
up with
busy
a
being
shotgun.
hit in the face with a stop sign with a guy impaled on it.
I like
Pretty
it.
normal 41st century weapon.
Oh,
All right,
totally.
here
Give me that weapon skill check.
All right. Here we go. Oh, I need both dice. Here we go. Hold on. 68.
68. Okay. I do not think that is a pass.
No, I don't think so either. Well, if there's any sort of, don't I have a 72 or something?
I think in for strength, but your weapon skill's at 57
Okay.
on this front. But it's okay because what you make up for in not damaging him, you make up for in demoralization. Because the rest of the dude's face comes off and hits the other guy in the face. I know, and he's like, oh
like
my
a piece
gosh.
of pizza flying
Like a
across the
piece
room?
of pizza. You took the toppings off like a toddler ripping the toppings off of a piece of pizza and eating them. I've just witnessed this. It's horrible. So in real life. So yeah. So this face, he grabs it and the helmet, the visor goes up and he sees his friend's like look of horror on his face. And he's like, oh my gosh. So he's shocked, nervous, and is going to be looking at that for a little bit actually. But unfortunately, there's a guy who's come around the side right behind you, Dongo, and he's going to shoot you with a shotgun, pretty much point blank.
Don't shoot Dongo. That's only going to make him angry.
I have a feeling that's exactly what this is going to do because you're very tough, Dongo. You have a 6, and I think your armor is like a 5, I want to say, everywhere from your sheet, if I remember right. Sounds about right. Yes. Oh, yeah. So even at point blank range, he must have not had the right type of slug in the shotgun because even at point blank range, the shots are going to slam into the back of Dongo's slab plate. And Dongo, you're going to kind of take a step forward from the force of the shock, but it doesn't penetrate your armor.
Okay.
And yes, it's probably going to make you pretty angry.
Dongo.
Okay, Gage. Down
So
at the
there's-
bottom of the hill, a secondary avalanche coming your way.
Okay. So, do I feel that I would be able to run away from this cascade of snow? Okay.
At least to the chimera that's about like 30 feet away if you sprinted.
All right. So gonna run towards the chimera and then put 2 guns into the sniper on the way out. Can I do that?
Oh, yeah. Because you have quick draw, don't you?
Yeah,
Yes,
I have
yeah.
quick draw, gunslinger, ambidextrous.
So you'll holster your plasma pistol, start sprinting, and re-pull it out for free to take your shot.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so go ahead.
Here we go. That's a 84.
Okay. The whole string, reholstering, aiming, sprinting, it's not for everybody. That's okay.
Do I get to fire the bolt pistol as well?
Yeah.
That's a 49.
That's pretty good.
That should hit just fine.
Yes, and it does hit just fine. Roll me the damage.
That will be a 10 with 4 pen.
So that's called a righteous fury. You see,
No, sorry, 5 plus.
Oh, I thought you said 10. I was like, oh, exciting.
Apologies.
Yes, he's dead. Oh, okay.
5 plus
So
5
10
plus 0 plus 4 pen.
That works out. So, and your initial roll was a 40 something. Okay, so that's another body shot. So, boom, the bolt pistol barks, and the rocket propelled shell hits him in the chest, and again blasts him into the snow, just like the missile launcher guy.
Can't wait for that snow just to drown him as I bolt towards the chimera. Huh?
Exactly.
Catch up!
Are you gonna like run behind the chimera? Are you gonna jump in the chimera? What's your plan?
Is that like, will I be able, if I were to get behind the chimera, would that kind of block the cavalcade of snow coming?
Well, at this point, yeah, about how far away it is, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll get behind like like where the wheel well is, just right behind there, near the front, just kind of looking over, setting up Overwatch for Huck to help him out.
Sounds
Right.
good.
Direction.
All right, Huck. You're in that close combat duel about to happen when you hear just a loud rumbling and you see another wave of snow come running down towards you. The guy looks up too and he looks at you and he's like he has a good real like an oh crap look in his eyes.
It was that damn Xeno. Duh! Altiok! I'm gonna shout. But yeah, hearing Gage call out and seeing the snow impending, I think I'll just run for it. Yeah. I think I'll just run towards Gage for safety.
Yeah.
What's that?
So you take off sprinting towards Gage, and as you look to your right, you see your opponent also running right next to you, pretty much. You're both just running straight for the Chimera, hoping to make it in time as the snow's rumbling behind you. All right, perfect.
Hilarious. For flavor, could I try to like extend a hand and start like slapping him as I'm running next to him, just trying to like slow him down?
It's like his face.
Yeah. Just in his face. Yeah.
Sure.
Just like hand fighting as they're running.
Yeah.
You're running next to him. All right, that works for me. Sure. So,
Great.
so slap at him. All right, Altiok, you come to with the sound of Dongo's angry screams right above you,
Amazing.
and sounds of cracking shotguns, and another avalanche kind of terrifies you. Hearing the sound.
Intensive ringing in my ears after being stunned so horribly by a baton.
Yes.
I'm gonna look around and take in my surroundings. Do I feel like I'm in danger of this avalanche actively?
No. You quickly are able to discern that it is down the hill and you're at the top.
Amazing. Seeing Dongo handling this scene so well, with one guy just ripped
I'm sorry,
in
he
half.
put that together all on his own. I just want to be clear that the avalanche isn't going to get us because we're above it. Isn't that more of a Dongo realization? Sorry.
Yes, oh
it's
no,
true.
for sure.
Absolutely. And as you, so go ahead and let's see how well you're able to perceive after being knocked out. Roll me an awareness test really quick.
Makes complete sense. I'll roll 45, which will be a pass
Very
on a
good.
perception.
So as you quickly kind of lift your head and come to, you see the levitating Psyker, and he's got like his hand outstretched, and you can sense like the disapitation of like warp energies. And you see two of the stormtroopers with their shotguns trained, pretty much, I mean, they didn't hit you, but they're trained on you, and they're coming closer. And
Amazing.
you also see a man holding another man's face, just screaming. Completely at a loss for words, can't. And yes, and just behind you, fist to the sky, Dongo just so enraged that he's been shot by someone behind him.
Dongo's getting an Alpha Legion tattoo.
Dongo's doing incredible. Seeing this scene going down, I'm going to realize that we are in grave danger, and I'm going to cast Fortune on me and Dongo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, do I love a 5-up feel no pain. Let's do it.
We'll go off with 7 degrees of success, and not apparels, which is the important thing.
Yes.
But what it provides is me and Dongo are now both minus 30 to be hit.
Oh,
It's very good.
that is very good.
And then after this, seeing that buff spells are probably the way, I'm going to cast Will of Asurian on me and Dongo. Which will also go off on a
So
58.
you get to cast 2 spells during your turn.
Yes, yeah, they're both half actions, so you can cast 2 as
Psychic power.
as you seek.
Excuse me.
Yeah, just it can't be more than 1 damage power is the important thing.
Alright.
Will of Asurian will provide me, but most importantly, Dongo with an additional half action and an additional reaction,
Oh.
and that will be the end of my turn.
Very nice. All right, Dongo. A guy just shot up your back. Bunch of slugs. And you're feeling super
Dongo would
juiced
like
and
to.
lucky.
Dongo would like to hit that man with all of the might, all of the fiery power of the sun. He is very displeased with this person. So we're going.
I think you should do a furious charge, considering that you are getting an extra reaction. So you'd
Okay.
still get a reaction and get your 2 attacks.
All right.
Just saying. Be pretty spicy.
All right, let's see here. What do we got here? We're going to go like this. And then we're going to go, Dongo!
Yes. Such a beautiful
I just
vision.
picture like he's screaming, charging, and there's just like spit and blood just
yeah.
flying out of his mouth.
Oh, Dongo!
Also, like,
Maximum Dongo!
He's got like the kid snot.
22.
Running on his cheeks.
We have maximum Dongo. Maximum
Yeah, we do.
Dongo. 22.
2. Okay. Very good. And go ahead and does not dodge. So go ahead and roll me that second attack too, and we'll just combine all the damage.
Okay. 52. Also a hit,
52.
but
Very
much,
nice.
much less so.
So roll me 2d10 damage, good sir.
I'll just roll these, even though one's a percentile.
Sounds good.
All right, so it's 6 plus, or it's 13 plus 24.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 37.
Yep. At 2 and at pen 2. So I'll let you know that you are going to kill this individual. How does it happen?
Dongo, 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 Dongo.
Oh, does he just say dongo, 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 and then
The
it
guy
dies?
I'm sorry. If there was a question, Dongo did not hear it.
Oh, I understand. Okay. I think I know what happened. So Dongo, he spins around and bolts at the guy. And one power stop sign swing removes the guy's arm and most of his left leg. Dongo quickly does a very cool, like, Jedi swipe. And it takes the other guy's arm off and cuts him in half. But this all happens so quickly because the rage is set in so heavily on Dongo that for a second the guy's just standing there, and then he's like on his all different parts, all flop to the ground.
Dongo.
Dongo was grace.
Pretty good. The two guys with the shotguns will again light up Altiok, and they actually hit him. Would you like to dodge, Altiok?
I would love to dodge. I will dodge with a 5.
Incredible. And the other guy will actually hit you too.
Amazing. I
Incredible.
will use my second reaction that I have now acquired
Do a
to
secondary.
dodge a second time.
This Eldar is harder to catch her than a spider monkey at midnight.
Y'all just backflipping in all directions. I'll pass again with a 17.
I got a picture of you like jump up on all fours and like skitter towards
Yeah,
the
that's
tank.
exactly it.
Shooting shotgun shots at you. Get him. All right.
Wait, he's a Farseer. It's more like a Gunkata situation, right?
Oh,
like
true.
it's more like an equilibrium
Good point.
situation where he's standing in the statistically unlikely places for him to get attacked, based on the
True.
futures that he's seeing.
I know if I levitate
It's like
exactly
a
at this
Doctor
rock.
Strange meets Equilibrium, which is a movie.
I love it. The bullet's just missing him by just tiniest amounts, centimeters. But he knows he's like in a funny position. I don't know, like, yeah. All right. Gage, crouch behind the wheel. Catch behind the wheel well. You hear the avalanche rumbling in towards you, but you also hear the heavy breathing and weird, like, fleshy, slappy noises. Yeah, going on. As the two
He's gonna
go
go
on.
ahead and he's gonna just kind of pop up, swing around over the hood, and just pop the guy running alongside Huck.
All right, sounds good.
So
Don't roll
Bolt is-
super bad, or I'll make you shoot Huck again.
please don't. Here comes a bolt pistol.
Okay.
That is a 71, so it is a failure,
Okay. It's not super bad failure though.
but not
because
bad. Yeah,
No, not super bad. It wasn't
so
like
just
100.
missed.
Yeah. The bolt pistol shot will crack over the shoulder of the guy.
All right, and then here comes the plasma.
All right.
Also a miss.
No,
71, 74. So
not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, sure enough, both sides. The plasma will the bolt pistol cracks by the guy's head, and then the plasma pistol. You hear the burning shriek of the super hot material as it will rip by his head. Also, kind of close to Father Huck's head too. You're both running, and I'm picturing they're both just like, ah, ah. It's like- How about you, Father Huck?
Yeah. How far? How much
You're
running
pretty-
do you think I'd need?
Oh, you're pretty close. It's like a half action's worth of movement
Half
to get
action?
to that. Yeah, because you all out sprinted. You both did. So you're pretty close.
So I could use a half action to smack the guy with my macro hammer while running,
Yeah.
leave him behind.
Hit him in the
I'd
knee.
definitely like to. All right.
Yeah, I think it's time to let him recall to his adventuring days before he took one in the knee.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
Not good.
79. Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm aiming for a 78.
oh,
So close. So close. But the effort of sprinting. The effort of sprinting is just
Right,
too
right.
taxing on Father Huck's decrepit body. So old men aren't known for their sprinting, in my knowledge,
No.
especially those that smoke. So
Yeah.
so they're running next to each other. You kind of try to swipe at him, and he jumps to the side,
Oh, yeah.
and he's gonna try to bury his knife in your chest to kind of drag himself forward. And as he swings the knife at you, it's gonna hit the cigar that's falling from your hat from your swing, and it's just gonna it's gonna go right on the tip of the blade, and the knife is gonna hit you right in the forehead. But the cigar's it's not for some reason that holy cigar is gonna stop it from puncturing your forehead, and and in fact it's like such a wild angle that he just goes head over heels and flops down into the snow to be just consumed by the avalanche as you leap over the hood of the Chimera. They don't really have hoods, I suppose.
Yeah. Right,
You
right.
you leap underneath it, or maybe to the side.
Yeah,
As
I'll
the
slide
apple-
under.
Just 'cause it's like a tank, so yeah. So you'll slide underneath, yeah, as it'll come crash. The avalanche come crashing over you. That's what happens
The
when you roll
Emperor
100.
protects. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
oh, he rolled 100.
Yeah, that's what,
Just the worst failure possible.
Yeah. Wow.
really, you should have tried to stab him and fallen on his own knife. But yeah, I like the idea of this holy cigar saving your life. So,
Yeah, I think so. That was right.
all right, Altiok. Oh, actually, no. Psycho first.
It's true. Second time.
Ooh. So he's going to try to psychically crush you. So go ahead and make that. I believe it's a toughness check, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yes.
If I can get the dice on the. Oh, so much lag. Okay. Going to roll them. And I will roll a 10, so I will pass with 3 degrees of success.
Nice. So you will just take the 3 damage.
Incredible. And my toughness will block that if that's. Or
Yes.
did you already calculate toughness in there?
I already calculated toughness in there, yes.
Cool.
Because your armor doesn't matter for psychic, if I remember right,
Yeah,
correct? Yeah, so you'll
correct.
take 3 damage.
Yes, sir.
And, ooh, I get to go to the other table.
Oh no. The other table's scary.
Well, this one's not so bad. So, sure enough, again, there's a loud clap of thunder, but there's no more snow to avalanche. Two's been too much. But, so I'm gonna picture this as pretty much right after. So so he's smiting down. Dongo's just dissected the guy, and then all of a sudden, the sky above you is gonna go a crimson hue of red, not all the way out to you guys at the Chimera. But as you look up you're gonna see the sky go red, and then it's just gonna start pouring blood from the sky. Yeah, just insane.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. So Dongo, I don't know if you know what's going on, but you just cut a dude, and now there's just everything's red. All you see is red.
Dongo's vision had already gone red, so he may not know that anything's happening.
True. Oh, cool, nice. All right, cool. And then Altiok, what do you do? This
Amazing.
dude is just levitating. It's raining blood. He
Seeing
just
this
bopped you.
psyker doing this, I know that he needs to be eliminated quickly, or else some horrible thing could happen, like a warp incursion. And I'm going to attempt to crush him.
Make me a warp knowledge check really quick before you try to crush him.
Cool. I will make a or knowledge check.
I'm pretty sure you have that in your Forbidden Lore potentially.
I will roll a 95. I know very little about this.
Okay, never mind. Continue with what you were going to do.
Amazing. Those aren't the words I like to hear. I will attempt my crush. I will roll a 1.
Ooh. Oh my. He does not pass his toughness check. So go ahead and whatever that damage is for me. And then I'm going to have you roll a percentile after you're done.
Uh-oh.
Love percentile rolls. Those are always fun. The damage is going to be 3 plus 5. So it'll be 8 damage at Pen 2.
Okay.
And then
So-
a percentile, you say?
And yes, and a percentile. One of the effects of this weird blood rain.
A 95.
Roll it again, my friend.
Oh no.
Wonderful. Gonna roll a 32.
32. Okay. Okay. So Doggo, you turn around and you're seeing the blood rain come down, and then all of a sudden Altiok stands up and he's like crushing the Psyker, pushing him down to the Chimera, and then it just like bloop, and he's gone. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? He's gone. Altiok's gone.
It's a good question. Where did I go?
I don't know. You're gonna have to find out here in a second. Interesting.
Hello, friend. No.
Yeah, so- yeah, he just disappeared. But you,
Hello, friend?
I think, yeah.
Hello?
So I'd imagine Dongo, you probably assumed the Psyker killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dongo!
So there's 2 guys right in front of you. The 2, and they're also really confused because they're about to shoot him. And then
Okay.
he just disappeared. So the guy on top of the Chimera is technically still like squashed spread eagle on top of it by the power of the telekinetic crush because he failed his toughness.
Oh, so he is deceased?
Not deceased, just psychically held down against his will.
Okay. All right.
So
Well,
good thing he's not a Dark Elder.
do I still have an extra? Do I still get to attack twice? Is that still
Yeah.
a thing? 'Cause that was
Yeah, if you charge, if you angrily, furiously charge.
Okay. I will. Dongo will. He's very angry. His friend is dead, and Dongo suffers from developmental disabilities and is not an overly complicated and complex person, or Bulgrin. And in this particular case, he is the most angry he has been in a very long time.
Oh,
So I would say that his charge is beyond furious. This is a maximum furious charge, or a charge. So Dongo will charge up, and he will hit one of them with his cleaver, and then with his stop sign, and then smash the other one as well.
no, going splitting his shots. All right. Well, a livid charge. Livid is apparently worse than.
Well, I don't know.
furious.
Does one attack from Dongo kill a person normally? Because it has not so far.
If you roll good enough.
Okay. Well, I was very mad. What is happening? I've just caused problems for myself. Okay, all better. First person, Dongo attacks here. Oh. I'm sorry, my computer is having problems. Just a moment. There we go. First attack. 1.
A 1.
Dongo!
Whoa.
Oh my.
More like
with a
strong.
1, yeah, I know, Strongo. With a 1, I'm going to allow you to add those degrees of success to your damage. I
Okay.
think that sounds pretty nice. So 7, so you'll be doing 14 additional damage on top of the weapons damage. Okay. So go ahead and roll me that 1d10.
I
It'll
did.
be
I got
super.
it.
Oh, you got a 2? Okay. 2 plus 4, so 6.
Dongo
plus-
doesn't know how to roll dice very high.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. So yeah, but that's okay. So yeah, so you'll come down, and with that 1, this is gonna go right into the guy's helmet, and so you're gonna just like, boom, and you're gonna cut his head just like right in half, pretty much, and he'll drop down to his knees and just kind of like, they're just gonna be sitting there on his knees, kind of looking like a thing from
Maximum Dongo!
The Last of Us, one of the zombies from The Last of Us. The head's all split up in half. Yeah. Okay, and then your second attack, Dongo. Another 1.
36.
Not bad, not bad. Okay, perfect. Roll me that damage.
4.
Okay. This one will be less damaging. But you're gonna
It does seem that way.
drive your power sign into his chest and like throw him 5 feet into the snow, opening the path to the Psyker. All right. So Gage, you guys are technically out of combat now. So the two of you guys, you'll hear scrabbling from underneath the Chimera you're sheltered behind from the fervently praying Father Huck. You've pretty much looked up the hill, seen the bloody rain. You hear Dongo's enraged cries. So something must be wrong because he's livid. He's not just furious.
Yeah. So I'll turn to Huck. Well, I think we should go get Dongo. You can drive this thing, right?
I can sure try.
All right. Let's get up there then.
All right. Make me an operate vehicle test, Mr. Huck, if you're the one driving.
Yeah. I don't have that skill per se. What stat might replace it?
I think it's agility, isn't it?
Yeah, agility.
That's the base stat, yes. But you need pilot. So let's take a look at your sheet. Maybe you got something you could. Got a lot of talking skills.
I'm not one for operating things.
That's true. So, you could give it a little sermon to make it a little worse, a little less worse, and go ahead and make me an agility check, and it'll just be at a -20 instead of a -30.
Oh, amazing! Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. I will be
Great.
brave to the golden throne. Oh,
Can't turn it on. Can't turn it on. It's all right.
29.
You're from a Pharaoh world. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Vehicles
well,
really
let's
work.
let's get to running.
Yeah. You don't
No, I
want to try to drive it? You can try to drive
Oh, I guess I'd give it a shot,
it.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's look at your sheet. You might have something.
I loosened it up for you. Here, you try it.
Loosened it.
Yeah, there's nothing on mine. Mine's I'm unafraid of things and I shoot guns.
You can try to arm it a little bit, get that +10. Be like, come on.
Yeah, I'm a sweet talking. I'll be like, all right, baby, we can do this. All right, it's just you and I. Just trust me. We can get up this hill and stop this whatever the hell is happening. Here it comes.
All right, roll me that. 15
That
or
is-
below, good sir.
That's definitely not a 15 or below. It's a 63.
You're running. Okay, so the two of you guys will hop out of the snow and start running towards the blood rain. Fair enough. Okay, the Psyker gets himself up from the ground and looks at the Ogren that just hit the dude pretty much off the cliff, and he's gonna try to smite you with a bolt of lightning. Would you like to try to dodge, Dongo, as you still have that extra reaction?
What do I lose from using the dodge?
Nothing in this situation, as you've already smacked twice.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. You just got to make an agility check.
I'm not great at that, but I'm going to give it a go.
Okay.
I got a 50, which is probably not a thing.
Nope. So, you're only going to take...
56.
That's right. So you're only going to... 77. Okay, so you're only going to take 2 damage,
Okay.
and it's going to be a very crisp, zesty zap of warp electricity.
Tickles.
Yeah. I don't know if you like it. I don't know if it enrages you. I'm not sure, but it's,
He might like it a little too much.
I'm gonna like.
perfect. And as that happens, the soldier that you hit with your stop sign, he'll rise to his feet and bring up his shotgun, and the lightning bolt, as it hits you, will like shatter out a bunch of like green warp light, multicolored warp green light, and the shotgun itself will just turn to dust in his hands. And the guy's gonna look up at the Psyker like, what the heck? Yeah, it's kind of lame. Okay, Altiok, you find yourself standing in an arena of red sand. There's
Wonderful.
a baying crowd around you of very terrifying looking creatures. Do you have the jaded rule?
I have the upgraded version. I have Nerves of Steel.
Okay, what does that do? If you can refresh my memory.
Yes, it reduces corruption taken from it's while jaded is no corruption taken from like base instances. Nerves of Steel is slightly like it's just one tier above that, pretty much.
So
I can give you the specific.
oh yeah,
wording if you
no, that
pull
makes
up the
sense.
base
Okay,
book.
perfect. So you're gonna take just in this area alone. So you're gonna take with those stats, you're only gonna take 6 corruption
Amazing.
and 9 insanity points.
Okay, corruption.
Yeah. As you hear all these like eldritch tongues being shouted, as you see every demon of the gods' menagerie above thee, and standing in front of you, you see this like strange kind of blueberry of a body of this creature, and he's sitting on a hovering disc. He's got 4 arms and a one big eye, and he's holding like this weird like runic knife. And he's going to point it at you, and a blast of blue iridescent flame is going to come flying at you. Would you like to dodge?
I would love to dodge.
Okay.
With a 70. What is it? It is. I think that might just barely be a pass. I have an agility of 60 and a dodge skill of plus 10. Yeah, so I will pass exactly.
Very good. So you'll jump out of the way. What do you do in return? You look at this, like, as you're looking in his eye, you see like yourself like warping and distorting inside the glossy, milky reflection.
See, so I'm very knowing that I'm probably somewhere I really should not be. I'm wary to use warp powers, but knowing I will probably die anyway at this point, I will attempt to telekinetically crush it.
Sounds good.
As is the standard. I will pass with a 34, so not a perils and 5 degrees of success.
Okay, roll me that damage.
Cool. It will be 6 plus 5 with a pen of 2, so it'll be 11 damage with a pen of 2.
Okay, that's pretty good. So yeah, you'll basically see one of his little like goopy weakling arms get ripped from his body as he's smashed down. But the hover thing is kind of stopping him, so he's just kind of smashed into his own like hover chair, more or less. And he's just like screeching gibberish at you. He's like, and he's just like, and he's got his knife, his ritual knife, which he's gonna kind of like hold up. And as he holds it up, you're gonna see like the face of like a gigantic bird-like creature, more or less, look down upon him.
Oh, not good.
Exactly. And and the arm will regrow, and he'll jump back up to his feet and be like, and he'll zap you again. And he will do 1 damage to you with this blast of flame.
Okay, would I be able to dodge a second time? Is that an option I would have?
Not this one.
I see. It's a fancy one.
It is a fancy one. A fancy 1 damage spell. A tickle. And it's gonna slam your shoulder, and where this like weird lightning slams your shoulder, it's going to blacken, turn pink, and grow feathers.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know,
Not so
pretty cool,
good.
right? No, you're gonna take 3 more corruption points from that.
Amazing.
All right, we will leave the arena for a second, going back to Dongo. Dongo, as you're standing about knee deep in blood from this blood rain just pouring down.
Well, it's a lot of blood rain.
It's a blood, like, I don't know, water park up here now, just freaking all over the place. Yeah, so you're about a charge away from this guy standing on top of that chimera now.
Well, Dongo's favorite thing is charging. He learned from a young age that it's ABC.
Yeah.
Always be charging.
No, yeah,
Actually, ABFC, always be furiously charging.
yes, true.
So Dongo will praise himself, Dongo, and run, charge at the person on top of the chimera and hit them with his weapon.
Okay, sounds good.
I must roll.
Make me those 2 weapon skill checks from that Furious Charge.
Okay. Here is number 1. 27.
I'm gonna say that's a hit. All right, perfect. And then roll me that second one really quick.
Oh, okay. 15.
Also pretty good. All right, so go ahead and roll me those the 2 damage rolls, 2d10 damage.
Plus 24.
Yes.
Get it. 15.
Ooh, there you
Pretty
go. There you go. Pretty good. So yeah, I picture Dongo. I mean, I think a Bulgrin is about as tall as a Chimera, correct? I think so.
A little bit taller, I think, right?
I think a little bit
Oh,
taller,
probably
actually.
the
Yeah.
same height.
Yeah, around the same height. So yeah. So I'm gonna imagine you do like a little cute hop, just like as you're charging furiously, like a little skip, and you're gonna skip out of the blood pool, and you're gonna with just like a mighty strike, kind of like the what's the Hulk in MCP, the one that doesn't die, the Unkillable Hulk? Is that what it is? I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
So you're in that
Immortal
position, like
Mhm.
fists almost touching your feet in just this power pose, and your blow will shatter the Psyker's kind shield, and also just like go straight through and remove his left arm.
Mm.
You
Dongo does enjoy removing arms.
You do, and he's like, and he kind of takes 3 side steps, falling off the top of the Chimera. Gage and Huck, you are still running.
Yep.
Climbing
That makes
now.
sense.
Climbing now, but it's getting really difficult considering all this blood has to go somewhere.
It's so
And so-
dang slippery.
Yeah, it's like a waterfall, a very
I was
nasty
confused if
waterfall.
somebody showed up early and made little walls around us to keep the blood in to make it get high enough.
Oh yeah, no,
Is there someone made a 2-foot ravine for the blood to gather in.
I feel like we're having a conversation on the way up. Just like, explain to me how the skies bleed.
Heresy. Just a horrible act of heresy.
Oh,
Probably that Altiok.
you know, it wouldn't surprise me. I suppose it's fine.
Well, I'll make him repent for
Go
this
ahead
later.
and make me an intelligence check, Father Huck, really quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
is this using any particular?
That's what I'm looking at right now. This is probably Forbidden Lore. Heresy. Yeah, so there's no minuses to it. It's just an intelligence check. Just to see if you
Okay.
see something cool.
Yeah, 41. I don't know. Shit. I'm looking for 25.
There's blood in your eyes.
Yeah. My one
Yeah.
eye that actually functions.
Yeah, just absolutely fill the blood. All right. Meanwhile, back to the arena. The cheering demon hosts just screaming and cheering. The gigantic bloodthirster on his throne looking down as Altiok duels the creature. Though y'all probably know what it is. Anyway. Go ahead, Altiok. What you gonna do?
Amazing. I'm going to go for an Eldritch Storm now, knowing that I need to do a good chunk of damage, as being here is not good for my psyche. I will cast it. I will pass with 4 degrees of success. 3 degrees of success.
Very nice. Okay, roll me that damage.
Cool. Ooh, I will get the first Righteous Fury.
Oh, I know we haven't had much of those tonight.
No, we haven't.
Apparently, it only happens when you roll an Eldritch Storm.
Yeah.
It's going to be 30 damage at pen 8.
Very nice, very nice. Go ahead and roll me the percentile dice as well, because as you
Yes.
unleash this psychic storm, you feel like you have no control over how much warp you're letting into yourself.
Oh, yeah, no,
In this
100%. I will roll some percentiles. And I will roll an 89.
Roll it again.
On that note,
Oh,
I'm
oh,
going to
oh.
choose to use my once per session reroll for being a Farseer
Oh yeah.
on rerolling this, knowing
Okay.
that this is unoptimal and very well could kill me. And I will change it to a 37.
Okay, that's a little better. Because you had to use this nasty warp knowledge, though, I'm going to have you take 5 more corruption points.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Getting scary on the corruption.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So as you're standing there, you the damage comes blasting down, and you'll see it kind of pitter patter off the kind shield of this strange blue horrific creature on top of his disc. And it'll blast him from his disc, and his little grape-like body will go flying with a loud plop and land face down in the blood-red sand. As you do, you'll look down at yourself, and you'll just see feathers start sprouting all over your arms, and you're just going to start growing bigger, 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 until you're this gigantic, like chicken-like creature with a staff. And all around you, the demons are losing their minds. You know, they're like, ah! Some of them are like hyped because that was cool. Others are like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, this is not going well. The Bloodthirster is gonna stand up from his throne angrily that such an enemy of the blood god should appear right before him. He's gonna pick up this gigantic hammer, and he's gonna, on burning fiery wings, descend into the arena.
I'm gonna die in Bloodland. It's gonna be sad.
Okay. And we'll tear you from that. Dongo, on top of well, I guess you're right next to the Chimera. You chopped off the dude's arm. He screamed, grabbed his stump, fell off, and is somewhere on the other side, or disappeared, depending on Dongo's awareness. But what's your plan? So he's right on the other side of the Chimera.
And am I on the ground?
Yeah, you're standing pretty much right next to him.
Knowing that Dongo likes to maximum Dongo whenever possible, what if he were to grab the Chimera and turn it over onto the guy?
I think that's an incredible
Is he
idea.
strong enough to try to do that? Or
Totally, yeah.
what's that?
I think you're strong enough, yeah.
Okay.
Because you count your strength modifier as you count it as like double, so you technically have 140 strength when it comes to flipping tables and cars. So
Okay. And chimeras.
Here
we go.
Yeah.
Dongo.
And we'll say this is like a minus 60 because it's pretty hard, but you're 140, so just don't roll below an 80.
52.
That's below an 80. Yeah, so you dip your hands into the pooling blood rain, and you clutch underneath the tracks, and you're just gonna, I imagine it's like a straight up table flip, right? Just like lift with the legs, or do you lift it above you and smack it down? I'll let you choose.
I don't know what level of strength Dongo has. I think that
If he's this angry, I mean, and you know, when you lift things in water, they're lighter too.
Elfriend was murdered.
It's true, and it is a lot of blood. So you can say, I'm not. Are you completely submerged? No, but so what would you like to do? Would you like to tiny god the Chimera on top of the guy, or?
Yes, I absolutely think that I will slam the Chimera down upon his face.
All right, sounds good.
Yes, I believe that the Chimera should be on top of him, not next to him any longer.
I agree. For a brief second, you see wild, warp-reared eyes as he looks up at you with fear and pain because he chopped his arm off. And with the other arm, he's gonna reach out and be like, ah! And then you just are like, bam, kind of like a hitting a fly with a cookie sheet. So. Yeah, and he's probably dead.
Do I still have a half action left? Because I want to pick up his arm, and keep it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if Father Huck's going to think about that. Dirty
Dongo's not worried about that.
That's true. That's fair, Sam. All right, if you pick up the arm, absolutely. It's kind of like this like weird, twisted, scaly appendage.
Cool.
And meanwhile, back in the blood arena, the Bloodthirster picks up his hammer and just boom, and he hits Chicken Altiok. Hits Big Bird Altiok right in the face, and there's such pain. And Altiok, you feel your eyes burst under the pressure, and you fall to your knees. Immediately, new eyes form, of course, as you look up at the Bloodthirster, and he's like, "Die, God of Change!" And he's like, "Ah!" And right as he's about to finish you, you're gonna hear this weird clanging noise. Like I said, kind of like a fly getting hit by a cookie sheet, and all of a sudden, you're gonna be teleported right back onto the blood-soaked ridge, and you'll be yourself, except for having kind of like that weird like feathery spot on you. But you'll be back to being Altiok, and you'll be sitting on your knees as you see Dongo kind of like smear a chimera around on the ground and then pick up, just to make sure, and pick up an arm, and he kind of turns back to you.
Walk away while it explodes. Dongo puts sunglasses on.
Yeah. And then as you turn around from this epic entrance, your friend's back. He looks pretty sick, but he's back. From the glass, I'm actually, you're probably wearing a Farseer helmet. Probably can't tell.
And there's no, okay, so I believe that Dongo, so excited that his friend is back, would feel the need to run and give Altiok the biggest hug.
I think so.
Yes. So
This is for the best.
whether or not Altiok gets hurt is another question.
True, make me a toughness check, Altiok. That's a
True.
great. That's,
You
that's
also-
a good point.
You hear angry screaming. Ah! Chickens! Big chickens! Giant bird! And I will pass my toughness check.
Very nice. And yes, Doggo wraps you up in a big bear hug, spins you in a circle.
He's still screaming about chickens.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're losing it. And as this is all happening, Huck and Gage climb up over the top and see Doggo pick up this very perturbed Altiok and spin him in a circle amongst a burning chimera and just carnage, dead bodies. There's like a face on the ground.
Combat's over, right?
Oh yeah, the combat's over. Yeah.
All right, Gage will climb up, and we'll get up there, and we'll give a pat on the shoulder to Dongo to help let him down. Now you might actually kill him at this rate. Oh, I see you disarmed an enemy. Good job.
Disarmed.
Put that down. Don't touch that.
He looks over at Altiok, sees the feathery shoulders. That's new.
You just hear rambling. Big chicken. Eye. Big eye.
Okay. All right.
Dongo.
So whose chimera is blown up?
Not your guys'. It's all right.
Okay.
Fine. It's got some shotgun holes in it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Maybe a low tire.
Maybe we should check the bodies. If we can find any, to see if there's any kind of information about just who the heck these guys were.
That's a good idea.
Everybody make me an awareness check.
Dongo's
wishing
going
to
to find a
participate.
human arm to compare against the alien arm that he's now carrying around. Just
Yeah, that seems
Dongo,
wise.
no. Put that down. Don't put it in your mouth.
he's not going to listen to Huck at all. I promise you that.
Altiok will refrain from rolling this because he's working on regaining his composure and sanity for a brief moment.
12.
Oh, 24. I passed.
Oh,
No one.
A degree of success.
nothing
Dongo,
for
the
Father Huck.
With a 47, I fail by 2 degrees.
You're freaking out about Dongo having the arm,
Oh yeah.
and just the general state of things. Everything's covered in way more blood than there should be. Like the snow's like melted down to the rock because there's so much blood.
I think there's way more blood than it should be is an understatement of the situation.
Yeah, you're right. There was a
Like,
blood
we
flash.
passed
Blood.
the amount of blood that was okay a really long time ago.
That's true. This is like that scene in Blade times like 50.
Which,
So-
by the way, he ends with not a drop of blood on him.
no, yeah.
Fine.
You were too fast, too furious to protect your family. Okay, so all right, perfect. So yeah, so Altiok, you're composing yourself. Gage, you'll look around and one of the troopers' mangled bodies, the one without a face, actually, it's the least mangled out of all the bodies. You will unzip his little kind of combat vest and pull out his wallet with a little data slate that was
Letter to his wife.
water resistant, waterproof.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Blood resistant.
Blood resistant. That's right.
Bailey, is there
and-
a letter to his wife for the other soldiers to pick up if he falls?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Gage just kind of flicks that into the blood.
That's right. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that. You listened to Father Huck's last sermon, which was like, "Don't feel bad for your dead enemies."
Yeah.
You know, yeah, 100%. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so as you're ripping through this data slate, you're kind of looking through everything. It's a lot of pinup art, but for the most part, there's it's Ogren pinup art, kind of crazy. Okay, and then as you're looking through this, you actually see like a route with like a pinging beacon, and at the base of the pinging beacon is your actual Taurox. So they were tracking your Taurox.
Ah, well, it seems that we have a tracker on board. Hopefully we can find it and rid ourselves of such a thing. If not, I guess we'll just have to deal with it as problems arise.
Yeah. And he doesn't have Mandible Maps. He's got Emperor Maps, which isn't as good as Mandible Maps, the app, you know. So
yeah.
But the blue line actually takes you up the mountain to the direction you were going. And because your roll was so good, you can kind of discern that that's probably the place that you guys are trying to get to, this lair of the beast. Because throughout all this situation, there's also a terrifying monster supposedly waiting for you at the end of the path.
I look at the general condition of the party. How's everyone doing?
Dongo.
Altiok's not looking good.
Maybe we should. Is there a rest mechanic for this so that people can recover some wounds here, or are we just kind of like?
You can do Medicaid checks basically. So if anyone has the Medicaid skill, which I think I kind of forced everybody to have, you can all basically you can make checks to restore a certain amount of damage to yourself and remove fatigue.
Okay, I do not have Medicaid.
What? You should have it. Everyone should have it.
Okay.
You have it.
All right. Well, let's try to patch up Eltiok. I believe he is the worst for wear.
It's a sickness of the mind, I think, versus the body, but yeah, potentially.
No, body's not doing good either.
Oh, never mind.
What is this based on?
It's Medicaid check is based off of intelligence.
Oh, so I'm terrible at this.
Me too.
I bet Dongo's great.
I actually think that Dongo's probably distracted trying to puppet one of either the alien arm and like.
I
like
agree.
He's
busy.
He's trying to play with the things with his giant hands because he's interested in taxidermy. He talked about that.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I imagine you're kind of actually like making like a wood pile or so on top of the Taurox of different pieces.
Yeah, he's going to assemble his own bad guy out of the pieces that he finds.
Build your own. It's like
So we're gonna pull out our little safety field manual of how to patch up an Eldari. And
it just says kill him.
I'm like
what? It's an Imperial Guardsman safety manual. It just
I don't think this is gonna work.
Bayonet and insert into forehead.
Dongo's going to pull out a giant knife and go, Dongo fix?
Nope. No, Dongo. I don't think that's what you do. Can we fail a Medicaid check so bad that we kill Eltiot?
No. Only if it's like a super serious one. And he's in bad shape, but he's not like on death's door necessarily.
Well, I think Father Huck and I should just really do some Emperor's Grace here on this poor heathen, to try to get him up to fighting condition.
Would Father Huck help an Eldar?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've got some restrictions there. I think if you come and ask Huck to do so, I think I'm just gonna like huff and puff, unless you give me an order.
Oh, you know what I'll do? We can't do this alone. We have to band together. In order to overcome obstacles, we must operate as a team. Now, I know you have your differences, and I understand them. Look, we're covered in blood because of some fanciful warp magic. But you know what? Were it not for Eltiok, how many times would we have died at this point? Like, all of the times, right? I get it. You have your convictions. But only together can we overcome. I'm trying to charm you.
To help Gage, Dongo's going to tap Huck on the shoulder and then just angrily point at Eltiok on the ground. Dongo! Dongo!
Yeah, all right.
Encouragement.
I guess I'll look back at Gage, feeling this, team up of convincing. I believe solely that the Emperor will protect us on this mission, Gage, but maybe you're on to something. I feel that we should really be purging things like him, not teaming. But if you think it's best, then I shall help him too.
In the Emperor's name, let's get to work. Let's fail some Medicaid checks.
Yeah!
All right.
That's true.
What's funny is Dongo has the highest intelligence stat-wise of all of us.
Actually,
He does.
He's got a 28. Everyone else is 25.
Even
For
more
real?
even more than the elf?
Correct. Yep.
What's even happening?
We just think we're smarter than you. We're not.
Nope. Dongo just can't formulate the words. Logic, he is more of it.
We're pausing for a moment. Why does the whole party have intelligence as their dump stat? Why does everybody have it as their worst stat?
I have a few dump stats, to be fair.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Me too.
All right.
yeah,
well,
Dongo the Brilliant.
All right, well, now Dongo has to help. There's no
Yeah.
option now.
all right.
Oh
We're
boy,
going to try
mass
Gage's
surgery.
first, I guess.
Yeah.
71 from Dongo, the intelligence.
I got a 10. I have a degree of success.
Oh, healing.
So Dongo walks up and just slaps his hands down on either one of Altiok's shoulders, kind of holding him to the ground. Help.
Okay.
Yeah, and then yeah, Gage. So as you're looking at him, Altiok, what would describe your injuries to us?
There's cuts all along his body through his robes. They all need to be bandaged. And then there's also like a weird malignancy appearing on the shoulder. Speaking of, there's a mechanic I'd like to do during this. I hit 20 corruption.
Yes.
So as they're doing Medicaid checks, I would love to, if we're using that mechanic, go roll on the malignancy table
100%.
and see what happens. Right
I
as
can't
Father
wait for
Huck
this.
touches my character, the malignancy sprouts. That has to be the way
Oh.
that it's.
Oh, why me?
All right, go ahead and roll, good sir.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it's you have 130, so it's just a regular malignancy test, which I think is what, your toughness?
Correct.
Yeah.
So first the toughness check, which I will not pass. So
Mm,
then there will be a malignancy acquired.
yes. Go ahead and roll me a D100, good sir.
Roll 52.
Terrible. Okay, so all right. Got to work this into what's going on. So you two, you're busy. He's got all these weird cuts and burns on him. You're like, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
imagine.
Like we're going. So here's my version of field medicine. Considering we're all terrible at this, like there is some stapling happening because obviously we have a tiny staple gun. But for like the ones that don't want to staple, like literally taking a cigar and just like cauterizing the wound.
Gosh, how horrible.
Got a team of medics here.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, perfect. So, as you're doing that, I'm imagining Father Huck, like you're really put off by this feathery shoulder, and so you're gonna see it as a wound, and you're gonna try to cut it off. So while
Obviously.
while Gage is busy stapling the like 70 cuts on his legs. Gotta run out of staples.
Don't worry,
Exactly.
son. I got you.
So he starts cutting into this weird, scaly, feathery flesh, and as you pull it, up, you look into so okay, you guys removed his Farseer helmet and he's just like pale and shivering, and blood's like coming out of his nose and his eyes. And you're like, and you pull the helmet off, and as you're cutting, you cut off this piece of like feathery flesh, which is kind of like, I don't know, it's probably like that big. It's weird, like, and you cut it off of his shoulder. And as you do that, you lock eyes with him, and he just like projectile vomits into your face, just like boom, and just all over you.
Oh,
And so Nick, so anytime you see anything holy or of the Emperor, basically, so I mean, Huck's got a cross on him, you're gonna have to make a -10 toughness check, and if you fail, you're gonna puke, which is gonna really suck when you're wearing your helmet.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But that's what's gonna happen. That's what the good book said.
Amazing.
So anyway, but yeah, you puked on the father. So
nothing.
Wonderful.
Zeno and stupid stomach.
make me a toughness check, Father Huck.
Oh no. Yeah, 80.
You puke on Altiok. Wonderful. It's just like that scene in Stand By Me. Okay, wonderful. So, all right, and I'm imagining. I don't know. What does Dongo think about this? Because you're holding him down, and now there's just puke everywhere.
Dongo is curious what Zeno's puke tastes like.
That's exactly where my brain went. Like, Dongo's eating this, right?
Well, the reason his intelligence is highest is because he's a Dongo of science.
Yeah, that's true. You do experiment. This is true.
So Dongo, maybe elf blood heal, maybe elf vomit heal. So it's gonna take some of the elf vomit and dry it.
Oh yeah. I think he's gonna like it. I think
does.
you're gonna like it too much.
Uh-huh.
So whenever it happens
right.
again, you're gonna want more. Just so you know. Okay.
Oh my god.
I believe
All
we've
right,
taken a considerable turn.
Yeah, things have changed in this last 3 minutes.
And you're gonna get a whopping 4 HP back,
Oh,
Mr. Altiok.
that is actually most of it.
Absolutely worthwhile.
Completely worthwhile.
Totally.
To be honest, I had forgotten we were trying to accomplish something.
He's gonna, like, Eltiok's gonna in the future need a weird colostomy bag connected to his helmet at all times. Just walking around the ship.
Yeah.
He just lost the right to wear his helmet. I think
The
there's just
Emperor's
no more
so
helmet
hot
now.
right now. He's got science things everywhere.
He's like, no, he's gonna be walking around like anime cool with like a bandana on, like over his eyes, like a blindfold, like he's got Illidan going on, and everyone's like really worried about him, but it's just because he gets a little queasy around the Imperium.
Yeah.
He's got a guide Dongo who's holding his hand and leading him through the ship.
He just so happens to leave him out in front of like saint monuments because Dongo gets hungry.
Oh.
Terrible. All right, wonderful. So I'm assuming since you have the map, you're going to proceed to the lair of the beast.
Oh yeah.
Which will get us to a good stopping point since we're getting close to 9. So go ahead and I think they need you to drive, Altiok.
I
think it's what we've learned. Okay, perfect. So the Torox.
But evidently, Dongo's going to navigate.
Yeah. You know how to read Emperor maps. So
Dongo's got the best shot of
stay away from those now. Those are pretty dangerous.
Yeah, he can't even look at him.
No,
you get that app is off limits to.
no.
Yeah, you can't even look where you're going.
Some knowledge is not to be looked at.
And this is when Altiok joined the Inquisition. Okay, no, so you guys will hop inside of your Torox, and after some rocking from Dongo in his perch, we'll get you out of the kind of like blood pool and rolling down the mountain and back up the main path. As you are going up the main path, it starts getting colder and the wind is blowing more harshly and the snow's coming down. And You'll be driving for about 30 minutes, and the incline starts getting rough. But Torox is much better on this than Chimera is, so you'll still be able to keep going. I'm gonna need a -20 pilot check though from Altiok, just because it's agility. He should be fine. But
I was disconnected from the chat, so make me a roll real quick if you could, Bailey.
oh yeah, that was 100.
Oh
Roll
no!
it with my one fate right before we end the session.
You pass it. Okay.
It's really just hard to drive while you're vomiting, you know?
Oh, totally.
Not ideal.
Maybe I start praying once the bumps get rocky, right? I start, oh, in the name of the Iron Throne. And
Oh
then
yeah.
the prayer triggers vomiting.
So through the just roaring blizzard now at this point, you see this like dark shaped silhouette. And as the Torok comes up, you'll flip on your high beams and it'll shine brightly, cutting through this like just pea soup of snow. And you'll see the outline of an ancient temple. Not an imperial one, don't worry. Yeah, you're not queasy by the side of this temple.
Amazing.
The Huck definitely does not like it. Yes, it's this massive temple. And as you guys hop out of your Toroks, you'll see two like very like demonic red eyes peering out of the front of the temple, staring at you.
Well, looks like we found our guardian. You boys ready to get to work?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's get
So
to
you'll,
it.
so you'll ready up, and I think that's probably where we'll hold off for tonight. Before
Sounds
going
good.
forward.
Oh,
Well, thank you everybody for joining us this evening or watching this delayed if that's what you're doing. This is just an incredibly fun thing that we're just going to keep tweaking and playing with as we go. For those that have watched all the way to this point, I'll share that you should let us know what you liked and didn't like. Last week we used models. This week we're not using models. There's lots of different things that we want to try. So let us know what you think. To find out more like this, you can check us out at Bested Tabletop on YouTube, which is probably where you're watching this, and there's probably a link in the video. I'd love to say it's going to be right here and have someone point, but I literally don't know where YouTube's going to add it. So it's going to be somewhere. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back next week. Don't forget that on Wednesday, we have Competitive Advantage at 7 a.m. in the morning, Pacific, with Colin and Noah. Good night, everybody.
Have a great night. Adios.
Good night.
Hey, the
No.
Emperor